a beautiful, and I know I say that a lot, but this time I really mean it, a beautiful amusement park with details galore. We've got obviously all of the buildings in this area. We've got the log fume. We've got the Ferris wheel. We've got the roller coaster. We've got it all over here. And we have it decorated as well, which I'm just really happy and excited about. We have these cool little benches where you can sit and there's trees. It's really, really nice over here. And we have it decorated around the park and it looks really cool. It looks really cool as you're driving through here. Like, look at that. Like, dude, I'm looking at that and I'm like, I want to go here. You're driving along and you're like, man, this just looks really cool. There are a lot of trees here, but we are in the Rockies after all. You know, you can still see the roller coasters and you're like, well, how do I get on that? You know, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. We also have this hustling and bustling entertainment district and tourism district over here, and everything is looking really cool. This honestly looks like a place that I would want to go to. I love these fake palm trees when you're in the Rockies at Club 801. It doesn't get much better than this with all these generic looking hotels. It's just cool over here. This would be a super fun place. Like, imagine being a tourist over here. Oh my God. Street drinking, partying, hanging out with your friends. Man, what's better, dude? What is better? But guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes, okay? I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. You know, I'm grateful to be here. And let's get back into Rocky Wonderland, which is just an awful name, because this makes it sound like Rocky is a person. You know what? We're just gonna go Wonderland, and that's what we're gonna call it, and that's how it's gonna be. We're gonna press play. We're gonna let this run a little bit, and let this level up to level 4, and we're gonna finish this out today. And I'm pretty amped about it. Yeah, I'm excited. I am very excited. Looking at this area, it's looking really cool. This bush showed up. That's kind of nice. Cool. And I think while we do this, I'm gonna go into our electricity. This needs to connect up over here. We're gonna do a few things while we wait for this to level up. The first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna fill in the roads in this area right over here. And the reason for that is this is gonna be kind of like a touristy destination. It's right by the airport. We have this ginormous park right here that's right by the highway. We have a few different connections over here. So this would make sense that this is kind of where we have a tourist destination. We'll probably not have any residential over here. It's just gonna mostly be, you know, offices and such. But yeah, so let's get to creating this area a little bit. And I want to look, this is 11. That's 11 too. Okay, I thought this might be a little bit bigger. So we're gonna come up. This is, yeah, so this is on a little bit of an angle. I was wondering about that. I want to make this make sense over here. So let's see. This is our arterial right here, or our collector right here. So if we're doing anything, it should be off of this road. So let's see. This comes out 9. I'd like to come out maybe 10. We'll come around. Yeah, so that's 10. And then it starts to turn or curve over here. So we'll come up, grab the road right here, and come out just like that. We'll bring out our curved road tool. And what I was trying to say was we're going to base this like layout over here off of, well, we're actually not far enough. Interesting. Let's bring this out. I guess we could do like right here. Better there. And then we'll do the same thing here. But how far is this? 13? Okay. I want to base this layout on our collector right here. So before it was looking like we were going to base it off of this road, but that doesn't really make any sense. We can move around some of these buildings as well once we do that. Yeah, we'll have to move around some of these buildings, but that's fine. The next thing is let's just build this out a little bit over here. So we'll come out like, let's actually use freeform. Come to about here and then come in right like that. And we can even do this right there. Perfect. And actually, maybe we can just leave these buildings right where they are. Yeah, and just, you know, filling out this area, making it a little bit nicer over here, you know. We'll leave this as a commercial area over here because I think that this looks actually pretty awful with these trees right here. We might need to upgrade this road, unfortunately. And if I'm looking at it, what road is this? That's this road. Oh, that's fine. We can upgrade it to this one. I just wanted it to be different. That's what it was. So actually, let's do this road. We haven't used this one yet, but I think it's a really nice one. Perfect. So this is a 1-lane road. However, it has parking on the side and it's very, very big and it looks really cool. It just looks like a nice road. So I think that's how we're gonna have this one. And now let's connect these up and then let's make this its own little district, and we'll make it a entertainment district, and we'll get a lot of hotels over here. We're gonna be pretty gridded up. It's not gonna be crazy. And we made it to level 4, which is awesome. We got the drop tower, the pendulum, and the log ride. Fantastic. We are just gonna bring this in just like this. We'll probably leave it there for now, and we can take this out, which is awesome because we don't need that anymore, which is super, super cool. And then we're gonna paint a district over here. So we'll come across on this side. So I think we'll leave this side as commercial. And then the rest is going to be hotels and what? And maybe we add like a few offices over here, but you know, nothing crazy. Because we're going to have hotels that kind of come up off the water here. Perfect. And then I want to put our water pipes under the road. Perfect. And now we need to make a district specialization over here. So we do that by coming over to commercial, district specialization, and we have this tourism and we have this leisure. So what I actually think we're going to do is let's split this into 2 separate districts. I think that could actually be cooler. We'll do tourism down here, and this leisure up on the top. That way we get like restaurants and we get rid of like bookstores and stuff, because who needs a bookstore? I actually love books. But then just on the other side of the street, then we'll have all of the hotels and whatnot. Let's just bring this out a little bit here. Awesome, awesome, cool, cool, cool. So let's go back over here. We're gonna grab tourism. We're gonna put this on the bottom here, and then we're going to grab leisure. And we're gonna put this up. And I actually think we're gonna name these. We're just gonna go tourism, and we're gonna go leisure. Perfect, perfect. And these buildings will kind of like, you know, take themselves out. And I think we're gonna go high density over here as well. So we'll unzone all of this kind of stuff, and then we'll just put some zoning in. So let's grab, let's bring it down. Oh, actually, we can't take out all these buildings because of the power. That's fine. These should hopefully come back. And now we'll bring some down over here. We'll have this come across to about here roughly. And I want to see how this looks. I don't know how it's going to look over here, but we're going to play around with it. And we're going to have some fun, and it's going to be a good time. I don't think we're going to need this much commercial, unfortunately, but we're obviously not going to put in a bunch of residential. So we're going to watch our residential demand, and maybe we change some more buildings over in our downtown to be residential buildings. If we look at this one's already a residential building. So is that one. That one's an office. Some of these, one day I'll click one of these and it's going to say like that's a tourist building, right? That should be a tourist building. That's a tourist building. So maybe if we have a crazy demand, then we'll change some of these around. Let's actually just do this right now. And now this should update. So we'll watch things. In the meantime, let's come over here and build some more stuff in Wonderland. So what do we got? What do we got going on? What do we have? The log ride, some other stuff. We have these 3. So we have the drop tower. Right. Because we have the bumper cars right here. Perfect. We have the pendulum, and we have the log ride, and then the drop tower. Let's see, how big are these bad boys? Ooh, that's nice. That's pretty big. That's pretty big too. Good. I wanted a little bit larger, over here. You know, these things are so small. They're so petite. I'm thinking the roller coaster, I think is the last building. It is. The roller coaster and the Ferris wheel. The roller coaster is quite large. So I'm thinking about where we want to put that. And I think we put it right here. That way you can see it as you're on the highway. And I think that would just be a really cool aesthetic. So we can like put it right off of this path even maybe, which means that we should bring the other things over here. That makes sense to me. Yes. Perfect. Let's do that. Okay, so we have this pendulum ride, this log fume, and this guy. So let's look. I think it would be aesthetically pleasing because the roller coaster is going to go here. Then we need some other tall things over here. I think it would be aesthetically pleasing if we put this guy like roughly right there. Just because 2 tall things right beside each other, it would make sense if they were a little bit farther apart. Then we're going to come into these paths and we're going to play around with some of these. Okay, so let's everything's very rigid right now, so I want to have a little bit of fun. We're going to try to follow fence line a little bit. Nothing crazy, just slightly, right? We're not even gonna have the fence come out this far. And let's look how these are looking. These are looking super cool. The Best Eastern, that's actually a really funny name for a hotel, because the Best Western, just in case you didn't know. Now let's add some more paths over here. And I think what we're gonna do is we're almost gonna have like a frontage road for the log, because I think that would look cool. Some stuff, some decoration right in front of, you know what I'm talking about? Perfect. And now we have one more building that we want to place. We want to place this pendulum rod. And I think most of our cool stuff is going to be farther down here. And I think what we should do, honestly, is put it a little bit closer here. So we're going to have the roller coasters like right here. That'll be quite large. But I think this pendulum could look really cool a little bit closer to this area. So let's grab these paths and let's send this out a ways, shall we? Let's bring it here for now. And let's see if we can place it just right here. And it actually lines up fairly well, to be honest with you. Cool, cool, cool. Because then we can add some decorations in here. And I think that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. So we're chugging along to level 5, which will be awesome. Can't freaking wait. And let's add a little bit of decorations in. I'm going to flatten out this area just a bit. We'll go into our soften terrain tool. We're going to bring our brush up a bit. And let's actually go to level and level this out. Let's make it a little bit nicer over here. Perfect, perfect. Awesome, awesome. And now let's decorate this up while we wait for this to get to level 5. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to add a few more buildings over here. And I'm realizing I didn't put any paths over here. So we're going to add paths really quick. Let's see, where would some paths make sense? Path would make sense right here. That would make sense. That would make sense there. We're going to take out a few buildings here and there, obviously. You know, don't absolutely love it, but hey, that is the reality of the situation that we find ourselves in. And these buildings aren't even zoned. Oh my God. Cool. Let's add one over here. This will be a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's come down over here. And we're gonna have to take out this building. That's tough. And honestly, I'm thinking we'll leave that. We'll leave that in for now. We might come in here and take out some of these smaller buildings that we look at and we're like, oh, actually, that's kind of ugly. I don't like that. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes, but you know, just keep that in mind. We're just taking out so many buildings over here. Crazy, crazy. Cool, cool, cool. I like the way this is turning out, to be honest with you. We are taking out a ton of buildings, which really sucks. And I think what we'll do is in targeted areas, we're actually gonna take out zoning as well. So we're gonna upgrade this to be no zoning. And then we'll do like, for example, like this street. Let's take out all the zoning just on this street. Then we can come back in here and rezone it. You know what I mean? Like this, perfect. And we come in and now these are like bigger blocks, right? We'll do the same thing right across here. Actually on this one, we're gonna leave zone. Actually, no, yeah, we're gonna take that out. I think that looks a little bit nicer. And then we'll go down here as well. And really what the idea of this is just to make it these other zoned areas. So we'll take out this. We actually could have zoning on this street. We actually need zoning on this street, to be honest with you. Now let's look at some other areas that we shouldn't have zoning on. Like, we don't have it here. Take it off here. We'll do this one makes sense. Let's do, I don't want zoning on this side. So we'll take that off, which means we shouldn't have any zoning here. Oh no, now we switch sides. Sometimes these tools are frustrating. Okay, that makes sense. So we don't want zoning on this side, which means we can take out, I'm gonna take out all these buildings really, really quickly, come back into zoning and look at what we've got. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. This area right here, that's okay. What else is okay? I don't want zoning on this little section right here. So we'll take that off. We'll leave this. I would rather not zoning on this road. Perfect. This one's okay. I don't want zoning on this road or on this one, to be honest with you. Cool, cool. And I think that's gonna make this area just a little bit nicer. We can also come in here and we can move this as well. So we bring this here, and now we zone these areas up. And we take out all of these buildings. That way they rebuild. We come in here and we rezone all of this. I think it's gonna look, I just think it's gonna look a lot better. A lot better over here. Look at this little one. That's fine. We'll leave it there for now. And that should be much better. So now we're seeing a little bit of traffic over here, which makes sense. Let's come into TMPE and turn off this light. We don't need that. Come over here. We'll turn off that light. Honestly, all of these lights, we do not, just garbage lights that don't make any sense. Let's look. Our traffic flow is still looking pretty decent. We do have this over here. We have another light. We'll take that out. Good riddance to you. And I think that that should be working a lot better. So now we're seeing obviously a pretty high ridership or cars coming over here, which makes sense, but I think it's going to be okay. Afterwards, we are going to take out these buildings as well. We'll leave them in for now, just because I think it's okay. And let's take out zoning on this road. We'll take out zoning on that road. Then we're going to grab this, upgrade to zoning on the other side. Cool, cool, cool. We'll take this building out because now we have a 3, which makes a little bit more sense. And I'm hoping that this should help a little bit. These cars are kind of going everywhere. So I'm going to come into this and we're going to do this. That can go anywhere. And I'm hoping that this kind of helps a little bit. I'm seeing a lot of like people doing weird turns and we'll watch it over here, but I think that should help. And now we're seeing backup all the way over here. It might be because the capacity, this road needs to be a 4-lane. So maybe if we upgrade that, it'll help out over here. I didn't want to use this road, but let's just try it and see if it works. We'll turn on all of our zoning really quickly. And now let's just upgrade this along here. And I'm hoping that this helps out this situation. We'll let this kind of figure itself out. Cool. It is going to be very busy over here. So, you know, we'll just keep that in mind as we're looking at this area. And we will, one thing that we probably will need to add over here is some form of transportation, whether that be subway, buses, trams, something along those lines. I could see a tram route come through here, and truthfully, that is something that we might end up doing. But for now, we shall see. I am noticing we need to fix this. And this is starting to clear out. Yeah, so I think that this road just really helped. This is gonna be a very busy area over here, which makes sense. You know, we have a lot of high density. We have a bunch of hotels over here. This would be a wild place, to be honest with you, especially because we have like these different restaurants over here. So at 5 a.m., oh my God, what a late store. I would hate that. I'm such an old man. Now, while we're gonna wait for this to figure itself out, let's come in here and let's decorate some of these areas. And the angle is slightly off and it's gonna drive me insane, but we're gonna hopefully leave it and see if we can just let it be, because I don't want to go crazy. Cool, cool, cool. We'll come over here. We'll add a few of these little guys, because these look pretty neat. Put one of these in there. Actually, this should be up front. Let's do a little bit of fun stuff over here, you know? Nothing crazy. I just want to add a little bit of character. I feel like that's something that I miss in my build sometimes. It's not because I don't enjoy doing it. It just is missed. So now we got something going on over here, you know? We got a little bit of something happening. And I believe that we only have one washroom in this place. So I think we're gonna add a few more. And honestly, we're almost at level 5. So once we get there and we place down the roller coaster, I think we're gonna add a few more of the first buildings, right? We have these arcade, these game booths. We're not gonna put a plaza, but we might put a cafe in the washroom. Where's the washroom? Oh, we already did. 1 cafe. So we have 2 cafes, 2 souvenir shops, because I believe the souvenir shop is somewhere. What is going on? Souvenir shop up here. Did we have another one? Doesn't seem like we do. We look at the washrooms though. one washroom there. So maybe we add another washroom. We do a few things over here. We have a little bit of fun. And if we look, this is now cleared up. Awesome. So just adding that extra lane over here really helped out this area. And let's just take a quick look at traffic over here. Not doing bad, honestly. The only thing that I think we're gonna do is we're gonna come into TMPE, come into our junctions, and we're gonna make this through. And that way you can just jump right in the roundabout. And I think that's the only thing that was holding this area back. Hopefully, we're sitting at 83% traffic flow. That makes sense. We're up to 141,000 residents in these areas. We're looking good. I don't wanna speak too soon because I feel like I do that. This is a slow area, but you know what? This is cool. I was looking at the Cities Skylines 2 gameplay, right? I'm watching a lot of that gameplay. And one thing that kind of bothered me when I first saw it was how the train lines work, or the lines work, right? If you've watched, you'll know this. Let's say you have your trams, you go into your lines, you build your roads, and then you build a line, right? And then each stop is its own stop, right? Makes sense. And then if you want to, like in the real world, you have multiple lines and sometimes those lines share stops. So in the game, I often did that, right? If we go into these lines, you'll notice this is a red and a purple stop, which means that realistically, we actually don't have that many people waiting here, but somewhere like here, tons and tons and tons and tons of people waiting because there's two different streetcars that they can get on, right? And that's what happens in the real world, right? I live right by one that has two different streetcars or trams, sorry, that go right by. And when I saw Cities 2, I was like, oh, this is kind of annoying. You have to build the road and then you have to build the stops and then you build the route. I was like, that just seems kind of annoying. But the more that I think about it, the more that I think it's actually a really good idea, because I think that's why this area is so slow, is because we have two streetcars or two trams that are stopping at the same spot. And I think that's causing a lot of the traffic in these areas and in other areas where there are a lot of streetcars. I don't think it's a good idea to have streetcars or buses with the same stops. I think that I just think that's a bad idea, to be honest with you. Like it doesn't really help at all. I think it just makes things worse. So I'm really excited for Cities 2. I think that's going to actually solve just like a little, not like crazy amounts obviously, but just like a little bit of issues with streetcars or trams or public transit in general. And I'm just excited. That's end of rant. Thank you for listening. And I'm actually noticing these came out, so that's really weird. Oh, well, I upgraded this road and I didn't have tree anarchy on, so it took out all of these. I definitely did not need to upgrade it. Perfect. And it's looking really nice over here. We're almost at level 5. Very, very exciting. It's looking like a place down here. It's looking like a real place, and it's about to look like an even bigger place later. We obviously went a little bit overkill over here, but that's fine. I was hoping that this would fill up. And we do have a bunch of traffic coming in, so maybe it will. For now, I'm digging this area over here. It's pretty busy, to be honest with you, but it's looking really cool. It's looking really cool. We don't have enough goods to sell. Right, I was actually. Let's do, yeah, I was thinking about doing like I actually don't have it, and the DLC that would help out over here. I was going to do an industrial area over here, and now that has been moved. I don't know where we'll do that now. We're running out of space, which is really cool, but also sucks. We are running out of space. We could do like an industry like over here. That's pretty far from everywhere though. So if we actually need anything done, like any industry that comes over here, I don't know where we'll put that. Yeah, maybe we do, you know what? We could do an industry area over here as well, which would just make sense because we already have all of this stuff happening. It would make this highway interchange an absolute nightmare, which honestly it already is, but maybe we do that. Maybe we do that. I don't hate that idea. Let's try it out. Let's grab our industry roads. And let's come up. Oh, I don't have any of my guidelines on. Did a pretty good job at making straight roads without guidelines though. Dang. That's this road that's not straight. Interesting. Okay, well, let's, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a little, and we made it to level 5. Awesome, we got the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster. Super exciting. Right on. Really quickly, while we're here, we're gonna build this little industry area. I don't know if this will help the city at all. I'm hoping it helps a little bit. And we have something over here. Is that a park? It is a park. I don't know why there's a park here. Regardless, what we're going to do over here is Cedar Hill. We're going to go to Industrial Evolution, the content creator pack for industry buildings. And then now we'll plop these down. And I want to look at our, yeah, perfect. So then we can take these out. Cool, cool, cool. And we'll just fill these up just like that. So we'll see if this works. Maybe it creates a bunch of traffic over here and ruins the game. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Wouldn't be the first time. Cool, cool, cool. So we are level 5. Let's continue this. Let's finish it. Let's finish our Wonderland, our little park. 10,000 visitors, looking great over here. Also, one thing I want to show you really quickly, this is wild to me, absolutely wild. Come over to Rocky International Airport, 737,000 passengers over here. Crazy, that's so many Sims, so many little people. That's wild, that is wild. Super, super cool. Anyway, let's continue this. So we have 2 new builds. We've got the Ferris wheel, which is a pretty decent size. And then we have the roller coaster, which is not as big as I thought it was gonna be, to be honest with you. And the roller coaster, honestly, we could just put right here, put it a little bit farther away. Now, where I would wanna put that, not super, super close to the highway, but not super, super far either. What I would do is kind of something that we did over here for the log ride. So I would actually send a path 3 up over to about, that's not far enough, over to, honestly, about here. Fill this in. That does not look... It is correct. My eyes deceive me. Send this out to here, and now place the roller coaster right about there. And if we look at that, that looks pretty cool. And then we actually have room for this Ferris wheel right about here. Perfect. And now we have our theme park is all, you know, it's not done yet. We're gonna finish it with decorating, but it's pretty good. And then I'm gonna put a washroom over here. I think we have 2 cafes, if I remember correctly. Washroom here, washroom there, plaza. These are toys. Oh, we have a washroom right here. So actually, let's bring the washroom a little bit closer over here then. Put the washroom right there. Actually, put it right here. There. I believe 1 souvenir shop, 2 souvenir shop, 1. So we don't need one of these, but we could add another one, and we could just put it like right by the Ferris wheel. I think that makes a ton of sense, to be honest with you. And now all we need to do in this area is clean it all up and make it look all nice and pretty. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take out this awful idea that I had, and we're gonna send this out. We'll move this just to the edge, and I think that's how we're gonna have the layout over here. I like that a lot. Cool, so now let's just decorate. Let's just decorate this up. This is how we're gonna start it. We're gonna start it by adding these guys right over here that we were doing. These guys right here. We're just gonna add a few of these around just to make it look a little bit more uniform. And while I'm doing this, I just want to give a quick shout out to all you guys that watch. I mean it as genuinely as I can. I appreciate you guys so much. I see you commenting, liking, watching, and I just really want to say thank you. It makes me excited to make these videos, knowing that somebody watches. I know I don't have, you know, thousands of viewers all the time, or really ever. But it makes me feel good knowing that that there's someone watching and enjoying, and yeah, you just don't understand how good that makes me feel. So, thank you. All right, so that should be all the areas with these. Now let's come in here and let's add just some picnic tables just around. You could go have a bite, sit down, enjoy yourself. Perfect. We won't do any here, but we'll do like maybe one over here. Cool. And then we'll just add some of these play toy thingies. I don't even know, man. These little cars. Get the kitties to run around and play. Cool. Now we're gonna come into pine trees, and there's a few spots that I want to add trees. Like we're gonna add a few right here. Right along here, there's a little bit of grass, and I would like to add them just across here. Nothing crazy, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. And from here, I think what we're going to do is look at these. They got rid of these again. Okay, so this area is looking busy again. That's okay. Honestly, I think it's gonna figure itself out. I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna keep decorating. I don't know why this did what it did, but it's kind of annoying me. So we'll put these back. And then what I think we're gonna do is we're actually gonna grab this fence right here and we're gonna send this out. We're gonna bring it out about, let's do here. Let's turn off our guidelines other than road length and angle. Bring it out about here. Let's see, this is a fence technically, but what we're going to do is have this come up about here. We're gonna do, actually, let's do a little bit more. Let's do about here. We'll come down all the way to here, take this out. And now we have our park. Like we actually have our park, which is kind of cool, to be honest with you. While we let this kind of play out, this is some crazy traffic over here. I don't know why. People are just getting stuck at this corner, right? I think what we're gonna do over here, honestly, come into this junction and do that. And I'm hoping that that kind of, that should help this area just a little bit. We're seeing this parking lot fill up, which is really cool. So what I was saying before I got a little distracted is we're gonna put hedges all the way around here because I think that that would just look really nice. This will take a minute. So I'm gonna do that right. You know what would have made that faster? Prop line tool. Or tree line tool, man. Oh my God, that would have been so much better if I didn't have to take 8 hours. Okay, but it looks really nice over here. I really like the way that that looks. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna go into Rockies, put up our size up a bit, and just litter a few trees around. Just creates a little bit of privacy. Nothing crazy. You know, you still want to be able to see in, but now you kind of do, you know? Now you kind of do. And that looks really nice. And this is a little bit of a busy intersection over here. And yeah, it's because of this this turning lane, eh? So why don't we try to do something different over here? Why don't we try to do a turning lane? Do we have any of those? Just a asymmetric 3-lane, no 5-lane, eh? This is the 5-lane. To take out a building to put it in. Don't love that idea, but that's okay. Yeah, this is quite the little traffic jam over in this area. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of grateful. I'm kind of grateful for this because it's not in our downtown, which means our downtown is pretty fixed, which is super, super cool. We do have traffic issues now, but these other ones are gonna be easy. This is gonna be easy to fix, literally. We just don't have, this is just the only way in. Realistically, we just need another way in. There's not a lot of traffic on this road, which tells me everyone is using this road to come in, but that's okay. We can deal with this traffic issue. But guys, I think that's gonna be everything. We're gonna deal with this traffic issue in the next one, and it's gonna be easy and it's gonna be fine. Guys, if you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you loved the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments section what you think of Wonderland. Do you love it as much as I do? I think it's really cool. I really like this area. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Guys, feel free to join the channel. It is not a requirement, obviously, but if you want to support a small creator, it would literally mean the world to me. But yeah, that is going to be everything. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.